Today I died up by trying to be a fun dad and breaking my 5-year-old daughter's ankle. Let me start by saying that happened last night around 6:48 p.m. and I still feel awful and have just made a $125 Get Well Better package purchase to be shipped here so she can sit in her cast and be entertained, feel better. Even though she is super excited, she can just sit around and watch TV all day. I take a lot of pride in being a hands-on activities, play around, fun dad. Well, when my 5-year-old and 2-year-old wanted to go outside and jump on the trampoline after dinner, I was all about it. I love the trampoline. We have a nice sturdy one which can hold up to about 800 pounds I think. I weigh about 240 pounds and I am still able to jump and flip and do whatever. Anyways, one of my daughter's favorite games is to just jump in circles around the edge and chase each other. Every now and then I will stop and throw a kink in the works, or I will give her a light pop to boost her a little higher than she is used to jumping. This time I decided to pop her and she flung pretty high up. She landed fine, we had a good laugh and kept jumping. We took a brief break and began jumping again. I asked her if she wanted to pop up high again. She said enthusiastically, yes. So I took it upon myself to really go for the launch, you know, kinda like trying to send her into orbit. She would love it. I timed the jump. I put about 85% force into it, and next thing I know, that doesn't pop up but instead crumples to the trampoline and immediately starts crying. This was not a cry I had heard before, so I knew something was wrong. I laid down with her as she tried to catch her breath. By this point, my wife and 2-year-old had come over from the playground to check on us. All my 5-year-old kept saying was that she wanted to go inside, that she broke her foot. In an odd twist, I started to laugh because I had never heard her say this before, and my wife just kind of looked at me like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you laughing?" I had no idea, but it soon helped my 5-year-old laugh cry, which made me feel better, right up until I looked down and saw her left ankle was twice the size of her right ankle. We got her off the trampoline and onto the couch and decided that she needed to go to urgent care. I stayed home with the 2-year-old and my wife took my 5-year-old. Obviously I was worried and knew something was not right with her foot, ankle, and was just trying to focus on my 2-year-old and have fun with her. Waiting on my wife's call about what was wrong felt like it took forever, so when my phone finally rang I answered right away, and this is where the night took a very humorous turn. My wife called not with news about my 5-year-old's ankle, but instead with news that our daughter had just told the entire waiting area that her mom had coronavirus, but she is better now. What? Ha ha ha. My wife has never had corona and we do not know anyone who has had it. She has allergies and we said we're glad she did not have it corona, but never that she has had it. So she must have heard us wrong, but she said the entire waiting room was like WTF. So after a little laugh, we hung up and I went back to waiting. The next call came with the news of the break and the severe sprain. When they returned home with his sky blue cast, all I wanted to do was hug her and tell her how sorry I was, and all she wanted to do was tell me how excited she was that the doctor told her that she is going to have to just sit on the couch and watch TV. She also assured me it was not my fault and we were just having fun and that she cannot wait to heal so we can jump on the trampoline again soon. Needless to say, after she went to bed I cried for a minute, then drank a handful of beers with my wife as we reflected on how amazing our daughters are and how I am no longer allowed to pop someone 1/4 my body size and weight on a trampoline. TLDR, I am a fun dad but tried to launch my daughter to the moon on a trampoline and instead broke and severely sprained her ankle. She still loves me. Today I died up by calling 911 after I dropped my phone and my arm got stuck behind the couch. Obligatory. This was a few months ago. Disclaimer. This story starts as all tragedies do, with a heartbreaking moment. I was playing a game on my phone and accidentally dropped it behind the couch. Very frustrating, but not a big deal. I'll just grab it from behind the couch, right? Oh no, I was so wrong. I reached behind the couch, and I'm pretty short, so I'm sort of just swinging my arm around hoping to make contact with my phone. Suddenly, my arm catches on the back frame of the couch between the couch and the wall. Specifically, the side button on my Apple Watch got stuck. For those that don't know, the Apple Watch has an emergency SOS function. If you hold down the side button for a few seconds, it'll bring up the emergency screen. Then, it starts a 5-second countdown before calling 911. It makes the siren noise and starts vibrating pretty aggressively, then announces that it is calling 911. I heard the siren, but didn't register what was happening until I heard the announcement. I suddenly am hit with the rush of adrenaline and yank my arm out of the couch frame trap. However, it was too late. The dispatcher was on and I'm screaming at both her and the watch that I'm okay. Please don't worry, I am okay. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. No, I don't need help or an officer. I'm really fine. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. However, I'm informed that an officer has to come out and check just to be sure. There are about 15 cops who live in my neighborhood, so the officer who shows up was actually one of my neighbors who I had seen in passing. I open the door, very red and pretty out of breath. He says, "Mom, are you okay?" We received an emergency call from this location, and I have to bow my head and explain to him that yes, I am fine. I just got my arm stuck behind the couch and the Apple Watch called 911 for me. At first, he just stares, and he's kind of confused. But then his lips twitch and I see that he was doing his best not to laugh. He explains that people accidentally calling 911 on their Apple Watches is pretty common, but he's never directly experienced it, and that this is one of the funniest moments of his career. Fortunately, he is a very nice guy, but now every time I see him around the neighborhood he says, "Hey, Apple Watch." TLDR, dropped my phone behind the couch and accidentally called 911. Today I effed up by walking into my husband's work conference naked. This just happened about an hour ago. I was actually getting dressed and ready for working at home today. My husband was working in our office and let me know he would be on a phone call. He also asked me to make him a smoothie before he had to leave to go into the office for a bit this morning. I was in the middle of fixing my hair, naked, as I had just gotten out of the shower. But I knew he had a busy day and sometimes forgets to eat, so I wanted to make sure he ate and was ready for his busy day. I go and make the smoothie, still naked, as I'm in the middle of getting dressed, and bring it into him, not realizing he was on a video conference call. I sat it down on his desk, and he just turns to me with the most scared look on his face and pushes me away. I then realized I was butt naked on his camera in front of his CEO, my brother who also works with him, and a whole team from India. They all saw. We will get poop for this for a while. I'm going to go crawl in a hole forever. TLDR, I walked into my husband's video conference naked and they all saw. Edit. When I say getting dressed, I mean getting ready. Just to clear up any confusion. Edit. PT2. Everyone seemed to laugh it off. Brother gave me hubby is okay and laughing. All is well.